Gina Weiniger. Welcome to my January process video for my layout, one of my layouts for January. And welcome, I'm glad you're here. So today I am working on a layout from the celebration of my husband and mine anniversary. Our 27th year was January 23rd. And as you can see, I'm just working on a really fun picture of a dessert that we shared. We've been watching our sugar, so this was a treat for us. And so I am using a lot of different things in my projects. I am obsessed with all of the Ali Edwards different subscriptions. I'm currently using quite a few of her things in here. That number, though, is actually Felicity Jane, who I also love, and I belong to that subscription too. You could say that I have a problem. If you ask my husband, he will say that as well. But I wanted to use this 27. It was from the Felicity Jane's Christmas December Daily, really fun subscription package. And I didn't really do December Daily. I'm fairly new to all of this. I'm just obsessed with trying to learn and get all my memories down. I love it. I'm by nature a writer. I love journaling. And I am just having a lot more time on my hands now that my kids are older. And so here we are. I am just in my little studio all the time. So I have printed that picture and I've used that little 27. I've also got into the Ali Edwards digital scrapbooking, which you can see right there. I used from one of the digital kits, her Count Memories, Not Calories. And that was fantastic. So my daughter is amazing. She is 25 and never forgets our anniversary. And in the morning, we found that cute little piece of just copy paper that said Happy Annie 27th, and it was from her, hanging on the refrigerator. And then a couple days later, we got this really cute digital card in the mail where she had gone through all of my scrapbooking photos and pulled out an old photo of Nathan and I at we happened to be at Disneyland for that picture. And in a little bit, I describe a little bit about the picture and how I'd always wanted to be engaged in a hot air balloon. And so when Nate and I went to Disneyland for, I think it was the summer we got engaged, we went with some friends and that was there. And so we kind of recapped it. We happened to be engaged at that time. And Nathan asked me to marry him in the most creative way. It was not in a hot air balloon, but it was even better. So that's for another day. But anyway, I'm playing around with this now and then because she had made that card that had now and then on it and had a picture of us at Christmas this year. So anyway, I put that little layout aside. That's going to be an insert in my actual layout. And I'm pulling out some pictures here to trim down for using in a now side of my layout, which I showed you at the beginning and I'll show you again at the end. But these are some pictures from a vacation we took in July. A big family vacation we took to Glen Eden Beach in Oregon, a beautiful coastal Pacific Northwest coast. And we live in Seattle, so these ocean coasts are just really fun getaways. I'm originally from California, and I am definitely a warm, sunny beach girl, but I can handle the beautiful summer coast. And so these are some really fun pictures we took, just kind of random, that I love, and I love the beach personally, so those kind of pictures are always my favorite. And then I here have grabbed a piece of 12 by 12. It's from some paper that I had purchased years ago from Stampin' Up, and I'm cutting it down to a 9 by 12, which is what I'm choosing to do this year for my January, for my Project Life, except I'm doing Project Life monthly. And I also just took a piece of white cardstock and cut it down to a 4 by 6 that I'm going to use as a journal card. So you see, I'm kind of using, I don't have a big printer to print big pictures. So when I use full page for 9 by 12, I have to use cardstock and use traditional scrapbooking, which I used to do way back when and still do now, of course. It's classic and will never go out. But it's a great way for me to grab some pictures from 1993. This is my husband and I's honeymoon, and it's a then picture. And you can see that we had to use back in the day the 35 millimeter. So those pictures are taken with 35 millimeter. The one picture of me at the top, it's hard to see right now, but it's actually a picture of me and it's like double exposed, like there's two of me in it. And it was a little disappointing because it didn't turn out right, but I grew to like it because it was unique and different. And I just took these out of my photo album from our honeymoon and I thought these are perfect to use just because they show water in the background. We went to Catalina Island for our honeymoon, and it was in January, so it was somewhat cold, but it was so much fun. We have wonderful memories of it, and we did some other things too. We were in Southern California at the time, which is where I'm originally from, and we got married there. And then after that, moved up to the Northwest, and we've been here for the last 27 years. But California is definitely in my heart. That is where my family is, much of my family, and where I was born and raised. But my kids were born and raised here, so this actually is definitely where I'm from as well. So right now I'm just sort of taking a look. These, as I said, come from a subscription from Ellie Edwards, uh, and I absolutely love them. She has the U kit this winter. It's for, I guess, February. And I'm using that because the sentiments and the stamps are amazing. Now, I've been stamping a long time. As you can see right there, I have learned with these kinds of stamps, you have to really kind of get them a little bit oiled up before you go down on your ink. And I'm using some Distress ink in a really pretty color. It's like a peacock blue, I think it's called. Peacock feathers. And it is somewhat matches or complements the color of cardstock that I put there, which by the way is a really pretty textured linen or not linen, but like, well, yeah, maybe linen. It's got like bumpy texture to it and it's really pretty. And here I have a sentiment that comes from the same stamp set, the U stamp set that comes with the subscription, or you can order with the subscription, and it says, "You are my person." And I'm kind of intending for this to be a journal card for now that just kind of celebrates Nathan and what an amazing husband I have and what an amazing adventure we have had in these last 27 years. And I really, really love these. This little now and then set. I actually ordered that through her stamp week, Ellie Edwards stamp week we had last week, and I thought it was perfect for this particular layout. So I was excited to get that in the mail just this week. So I'm trying to use all of them. And here, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet when I'm stamping. I stamped a little bit earlier with this, and I got kind of sidetracked because I stamped it and then I noticed it said then and mun, and I was like, I knew it was an upside down, but it hit me funny. So anyway, I decided I was going to stamp these because I wanted the now to go on my now pictures as a half circle, and then the then to go on my honeymoon picture, or one of them anyway. So I stamped it again in that peacock color to bring out those colors as an embellishment for these pictures. And I'm just using my sticky roll there. I end up moving that in a little while, but for now I wanted it right there. And I have this little journal card and a couple of other ones that come from my Ellie Edwards kit. I'm still learning about all of this. I'm seriously just brand new to all the subscription kits and things, and I'm sure my husband is shakes his head all the time whenever I get a package because I can't seem to. I'm building my stash. I have things, but I am definitely wanting to have lots to choose from. So this is from the Now and Then stamp set. It's a flashback, and I'm not exactly at this point sure what I'm going to do with that journal card. But later you'll see what I do. I actually pull out a couple of the ticket stubs from a scrapbook that I had that I thought would be perfect to use for this, that were actually tickets for the boat that took us to Catalina Island from Balboa Beach, California. So you'll see later that I staple those onto that cute little flashback journal card. And anyway, I'm liking what's happening. I'm a little overwhelmed, and I'm sure you can see that I'm learning how to do this overhead, and I'm feeling like I wish it was out a little bit so you can see what was going on. But journaling here on a Love You Because, and I just wrote some reasons why I just love my husband. And that 27 there comes from some numbers. It might have been an add-on or it came with a subscription kit. I think, again, I'm building my stash, but I can tell you that I love these numbers and I thought I wanted to use them, but I just did not feel it. So I went ahead and took those off and put them back. And then I'm still trying to be creative, but I say, well, I'm going to commit to putting this down. So I do. I put it down. And as you can see, also, I moved the then half circle to up, and then I'm just popping it in there for now, knowing I'll have to go back because I'm definitely not done with this layout yet. So I get my Posca paint pen, which are new to me. I have them in white and black, and this is, I think, the smaller version. And I decided to go straight to my photo. This is so fun. I like writing on photos. And I just wrote Catalina Island and then the date. This was January 1993. And that, I think, was like the 26th or something like that. But I decided just to put the year. And then I went over and did my journaling off camera for my little note to Nate. Nathan's my husband, and we call him Nate. And then I'm just going to use my little date roller stamp to write our anniversary date on this. And then I also, above that, in a few minutes, I write where those pictures were taken and when. They were in July. But I just thought I would note that because as old as I'm getting, I'm forgetting a lot of dates. And so that's part of the reason I want to do this. I am old enough to remember the things I don't want to forget is kind of one of my new ideas. So I wrote a little journal about Aspen and the card, our daughter Aspen, and how she gave us that. And pretty much that'll wrap up my final piece. You can see some embellishments I have for my things, and there's those Catalina tickets. So feeling excited. Please subscribe and come on back, and hopefully I'll see you again. Bye!